Yeah, I think the important thing to pull out though is that brands don't necessarily need to be companies and businesses. So you talk about social influencers and they are just as big brands as many other organisations are, if not bigger. So there are many YouTube creators who are arguably far more powerful and influential in a social and a digital context than a lot of the FTSE 100. So I think when we talk about brands, actually we need to make a distinction between a company leveraging those sorts of social influencers and other social influencers working with one another. So I think if there's a natural partnership and they can benefit from one another and they can work together and it isn't just a badging exercise or saying, hey, this cool kid's doing some video so we're going to get some sort of positive benefit from stealing some of that content, so be it. But I think it's a far more complex ecosystem than just leveraging. It's a horrible word.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there is, and always has been, a role for brands to use other things that work with them. Yeah, and that could be a celebrity, that could be someone who is influential or a spokesman for a certain area. If it's relevant to their brand, I think it works. But the key thing is relevance, and I think relevance is even more important now, where there's total transparency, and someone will pick up if you're being false or you're being fake, and they'll share it incredibly quickly. And I think you need to think really carefully, whether you're an influencer or whether you're a brand, there is a hopefully symbiotic relationship that's formed there, but if it doesn't work for both parties, it's going to really quickly be unpicked by the general public, and they're going to pretty much shred both of you.
I also think you need to figure out what you're trying to do when you're working with social influencers. I mean, if you have a single set of business objectives or communication objectives and you're just trying to use every different channel and technique to hit the same thing by increasing your share price, that isn't going to work. But if your social influencers and your partners in your network can help you achieve different things, maybe charity obligations or connect to a particular niche community that you're trying to talk to, or develop new ideas or products or something, I think that's an interesting thing rather than just it being advertising and selling a particular product.
Yeah, and if you look at the sort of, I guess, marketplace, the landscape in this space now, who is an influencer is changing incredibly quickly. And it's sort of opening up the opportunity for people to be influencers in a huge different array of areas. It's also bringing to the surface some incredible talent that probably would have never been exposed before, because the barriers to entry to being an influencer were just too large. You had to have some sort of platform to be on. We've now got kids in their bedrooms is the sort of stock phrase for it, I guess. But we've had a few into the agency previously based on campaigns we've done with them. And I've never met such incredibly eloquent, knowledgeable about their area people as a 16-year-old kid who came in and talked to us about how he engages about fun stuff with other 16-year-old kids. It's amazing. And I think if a brand is real, you can definitely tap into that for mutual benefit. But if you just try to buy them, it's not going to work.